Frankfurt am Main Süd. Abfahrt 10:30 Uhr, heute von Gleis 5. Ich wiederhole. RB 58 nach Hanau Hauptbahnhof über Frankfurt am Main Süd. Abfahrt 10:30 Uhr, heute von Gleis 5.
Information on RB 58 to Hanau Hauptbahnhof via Frankfurt am Main Süd.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, happy Friday out there. How are all the Knights of the Rhomboid Table? I see we have a new one here, SJ Train World, and if I remember correctly, you are from Denmark. So you have a fellow Dane here, Jean Ricard, but let's knight you real quick. I now declare you Knights of the Rhomboid Table. How is everyone again? I will kind of go straight into introductions here, saying hello to everybody, and then go on from there. I have Christopher's Hobby Blog, and oh my God, Christopher and I have been talking a lot offline. Christopher, I was thinking about this. I know it's not, quote, train related, but it's kind of a hobby. You should do a video because I don't want to give away what you're working on and what I've been mildly, just a teensy-weensy bit helping you with. But excitement from both sides, I think, is through the roof. But Christopher, I think that's a video that could go viral. Anyhow, Andy the Hot Dog Pilot is here. Great to have you, my friend. Ivo Von Zahn. I'm looking forward to your Koblenz stuff because I haven't been to Koblenz since 2000. Well, I went through Koblenz in 2019, but I didn't stop in Koblenz. But the last time I walked around Koblenz was 2015. So it's been 8 years since I've been to Koblenz. So I'm eager to see new stuff from Koblenz. But anyhow, welcome in. Jean Ricard, my good friend. It was nice to talk to you on the phone. Cayenne also enjoyed talking to you on the camera phone, shall we say. The computer. Joseph Agliato, the Sergeant at Arms for the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Dwight Curley is here. Kyle Stevens, Andy from March West Junction, another longtime friend of the channel. Mick92, a couple of cool videos this week. Dino, my compatriot in the world of three rail, these non-continental people that dare to dabble in three rail. We have Randall Ellison is here, another longtime friend. Great to have you. Ray Ron, welcome in. I think you came in last week too, so popping in a couple of times in a row here. Somebody just popped in. James from Dundas Junction. I saw you posted a video. I did not get a chance to watch it yet today because I was down here trying to set up. Let's see. So Randall, Ray Ron, SJ Train World. Again, I apologize. I joined your channel here, but I forgot your first name. But welcome in from SJ Train World. One of the longest and dearest friends on the channel, Tim J.D. Dowd, and right with him, Tom Couples, two of the most veteran and most important knights of the rhomboid table. Great to have you here. Chris, the Volleys 56XX, nice to have you here as well. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing around. Kieran just popped in. Nice to have Kieran here. Kyle Stevens, if I didn't say hello, hello. Anybody else pop in so I can get this off so I can start following the chat on this computer, which makes it much easier than on that one over there. But I think I've got everybody. Hopefully this will pop it on sooner or later. There it goes. Okay. Anyhow, it's been a quiet week, but a busy week. We went, last week we had the abbreviated show because we went downtown. I had a good weekend. It was tiring. We did a lot of entertainment stuff. We went to a big water park and played in the wave pool. I was going to say the wave pool, and that was a lot of fun. And just seeing my son, because for him to see us, he normally has to come up here. Joyce and I do not hop in the car and drive down there. But it was good. We had the whole family together, so all the siblings, my future daughter-in-law, my son-in-law, my grandson. We had everybody down there, and we had a good time. But it was a lot of excitement, and Cayenne handled it like a trooper. Really proud of how well Cayenne behaved and handled all this, because that's a lot of stress. And for a 2-year-old to be in a 3-hour car ride and then wandering and having hundreds of kids, thousands of kids and people at the pool, and then going to a restaurant, being far from home, not having any of his primary toys, go-to stuff with him. He was amazing. He handled it. Hey, did I see our buddy, the Innocent Tales of Piddlefolk is here. Nice to have you here. And Rick from River Raisin Trains. Now, if you guys were subscribed a while ago to Rick's Railroad, not to be confused with a different Rick, but Rick's Railroad. Really great channel, a guy that lives a few miles north of me. He's back and he's River Raisin Trains. So if you're subscribed to Rick's Railroad, go ahead and subscribe. And Rick, post a link to your channel. Kiwi Dave, I just saw popped in. So you're watching another stream till 1 a.m. Well, you are down under, so this is not an easy time for you all. Okay, so let's jump straight into things. I got a couple of little things in the mail this week just to finish the train by horse. The one car Horst did not have. My amazing story of this gentleman named Horst that I met in Bamberg when I was in Germany back in June. But he did not have the first class car of that set. So I went on eBay and I paid $25 for this, and I think I got my money's worth. This is, it's a newer model. I think this is a 80s boxing. I don't know if it'd be 90s. It was still the 4-digit number. It's 4051. I put the box away, but I think this was article number 4051. And of course, you guys know I do only modern era, but I got all that old stuff from Horst in Bamberg, Germany, and so I've been collecting a couple of train consists to complete the cars and stuff he gave me. And this was sort of like I needed 2 first class cars, but I found one, and this is just in gorgeous shape. I really am impressed with this, but it's also not nearly as old as the stuff Horst gave me. You know, that rail car I was showing you, and I don't have it. Yes, I do. This rail car that Horst gave me. Whoops, let's show it this one. And you guys have seen this a few times in my streams and that. This is from 1961. Okay, this was released in 1961. This is a 1961 Märklin, and it's beautiful. I'm really scared to touch it. It does need touched up. It does need a couple of little things fixed on it. I can clean it up. I might be able to fix a couple of things, but it's just amazing. And I'm still almost 2 months later. Well, a month and a half, 6 weeks since I met Horst. I'm blown away. So, yeah, I got this. So this is very cool. And yeah, I do love that blue. Although as an Ohio State fan, I'm trained to hate blue, but this is a blue. This is gorgeous. I just really think that is a beautiful piece of kit. Kyan was very thrilled with it. A little too excited. He really wanted to race it up and down the track here, and I finally had to take it away and put it up from him. He was just a little too enthusiastic. The other thing I got is, I will show it in a minute. I got 2 more Austrian EC, ICE, I think they're Eurofirma or something akin to Oilfirma, Eurofirm cars that I've added to the consist, but I'm running in honor of these new cars. So all I need is the restaurant car. Now, having bought all these cars off of eBay, Roco has announced they're releasing a first-class car, a second-class car, and the restaurant car all in 1/100 scale. Now, this consist I run, which I'll show you when I do it, is 3 Rocos that are 1 true scale, 187 scale, and then the Märklins, which I believe are 195 scale. We'll talk more about that. So the only thing, this just arrived a couple of hours ago, and I thought I would open it live on camera. I already know what it is. This is from Andy81E, a newer member of the channel. He's been coming around for a couple of months. I don't have a date down, but I know what he's sending me. He just emailed me out of the blue and said, hey, I got this by mistake. Would you want it? And I said, yeah, how much do you want for it? And he said, it's free. And I was like, no, I need to pay you for it. And he said, no, it's a gift. And I like free stuff. I just, when somebody's giving me something like this, I feel like Horst. Horst gave me a bunch of stuff. He said, take what you want. And I could have come home with a giant box filled with hundreds of dollars worth of old Märklin stuff. But I limited what I took because of space issues coming home and potential tax issues. But I did, I was just, I had to give him something. It was just too valuable, and it was too much cool stuff out of his life and memory to not give him something for it. So I left him a nice letter, and I left him some money, and not nearly what he gave me was worth, because because there's no way of saying what it's worth, but he was giving it to me as a gift, and he said pay him what I thought would be fair. And, well, I didn't give him what I thought would be fair, but I gave him more than he thinks I should have. And that's the way it works. But anyhow, I already know what's in here. None the worse for wear. And I'm sorry I'm not following the chat, but I'm focusing on trying to open this. But this is from Andy81E. The one of the 30 or 40 Andys we have in the website. And I don't have Kyan here going, open it, open it. Hurry up, Opa, open it. Opa, hurry up. Quick. Did we get to it yet? We're getting to it. Like I said, I already know what it is. He sent me pictures of it and everything and asked me if I'd want it, and I said, well, hell yeah. God. Andy, I don't know if you're listening in the background, but I appreciate the security. Oh my goodness, this is... I should be... Hey, did Raymond Legs come in? Who else has come in? Hi, everybody that's come in that I didn't say hi to. I am distracted trying to open this. This is why I don't do live openings. I get too distracted. Probably would do scissors, but at least it's starting to... You can actually see what it is through the wrap. Stay. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. We need a drum roll, but that drum roll would have killed the drummer by now. There we go. There we go. I've wanted something in this numeration. I wasn't worried about what livery. And but he bought this for his layout and then realized it was the wrong. He bought an AC. He bought a 3-rail, a Märklin. He meant to buy a Trix, and he got a Märklin. Boy, I'm trying to turn this into a Heath show, aren't I? Stay close, stay close. Come on. Yeah. All right. I think I just broke one of the couplers, but it's replaceable. All right. So here we go. Yep. All right. Doo-doo-doo. And a buffer. That's all right. Let's get the buffer back on. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But here we go. Here it is. We've got a class. Doo-doo-doo. It is an E186. Is that going to show up? Come on. Come on. It is a 186 Märklin rail pool, locomotive freight hauler rail pool. Another rail color victim. Hey, Raymond Anthony, hello. If I didn't say hello. This, I believe, I looked it up, and as long as I got my stuff right, this is from a Märklin startup set. So you would have had the locomotive and the cars. Of course, the cars would still, he'd have to change out the wheel set, but he could still use the cars on a DC track, because otherwise you cannot take 3-rail AC and put them on DC track. It's like taking a screwdriver or a piece of metal and laying it across the track. You're going to short it out because they're not insulated. But anyhow, this is great. I thank you for it, Andy. I believe this has a basic decoder in it, so I'll have to, I will not try to do it live on stream today, but I will load it into my computer, and once I then take it apart, clean it up inside and out, I will hopefully have it running next week. So it looks like I'll have freight again next week, because I'll let this guy get his runs in. But very cool. I'm very touched. I don't know why. I just keep meeting wonderful people who, you know, I try to do nice things for people, but it's like the people who come out of the blue do nice things for me. I'm like, I don't know what to do for them in return. Anyhow, yeah, I mean, it's a very common freight company over in Germany. I see rail pool locomotives all the time. So it's cool because it is a different color. I don't think I have a really silver locomotive, so it's a nice change of pace from all my Faircastle, my Deutsche Bahn red locos. But that's just beauty. All right, well, I babbled enough. Let's get the trains running, and then we can talk, and I'll catch up with the chat. So here's what's run today, if you didn't read the summary on the video. We have my ICE3 is running on lane 1, and my new, no longer the newest, my new Austrian Taurus pulling a rake of OBB. So I will get the Railjet in, or not Railjet, I'll get the ICE 3 in motion. I called it a Railjet. And then I am running this guy, and you will see the two new cars kind of in the middle. Actually, I don't know if you'd recognize the two new cars, but there's the first one that's lit up, and the one right behind it is the second one. And then I am running this, whoop, I forgot I have them backwards from when I was parking them. Sorry about that. I'm running the Czech EC today because I was kind of going to do all ECs, and then I changed my mind. I was going to do a bunch of ECs, and I changed my mind. But I'm running the Czech EC. And then the beloved Metronom. A lot of people love the Metronom. Got to make sure I got him going the right way. Yep. Got the Metronom going. And well, I shouldn't say lastly. And then I have a freighter running, which is the Class 181-2. This one, I have been told many times, is really seen a lot in the Saarland part of Germany. That's western Germany, just north of the Black Forest. West of the Black Forest. And then way in the back, I am running the BR442 DMU. So I'll start in the multi-view and really try to catch up with chat and see what all interesting things I've missed. Hello, 2x1M. How are you? Oh, that's a Roco. Raymond, Anthony, it's a Roco. The OBB Taurus is a Roco. If it's OBB and I have it, it's Roco. Except for the cars. Some of the cars are Roco, some of the cars are Märklin. In China, you call it a gold bow. I'm just going back through the chat, so bear with me. Well, the Japanese have a lot of cool liveries, but yeah, I think I might remember which one you're talking about. Now, Ifo, you'll have to explain to me. I want to go back to that because you mentioned a little bit ago. What do you mean another rail color victim? Jean Ricard, get Cayenne in on it. Now I got to keep Cayenne's fingers free when I'm doing that. Okay, so I went back far enough that I didn't see anything. Oh! Yes, of course. I always forget the UK trains. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Most humble apologies to my friends who tune in for the UK trains. Let's check in on them. On the floor cam, we have the Azuma is running again because I'm almost always going to run the Azuma. And I'm running the Beatles Yellow Submarine EuroStar. So I got my two high-speed trains from the UK are running on the floor tonight. Oh, Rail Color does full body stickers on locomotives that are leased from Railpool. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, I never saw that documentary, but interesting to say the least. All right, Kyle's got to head into work. Thanks for popping in for a little bit, Kyle. Try to have a great day at work. But yeah, I picked up 2 more OBB cars. I found them on eBay. I was looking around. I still need the restaurant car, but Roco is releasing, I think, here in the early fall, they're releasing a new set of OBB cars. They're doing 1 first class car, 1 second class car, and the restaurant car. And they're all 1/100 scale. So I'm going to get the restaurant car. And part of me says I should just get the new cars and have it. But I'm just going to leave my set as is. I like my little mix set. Only the keenest of eyes, in my opinion, really can tell that there's different scale passenger cars in that rake. When you're watching them go by fast, I certainly can't tell. I know where the Märklin cars are and the Roco cars are. Actually, I think the Roco cars are... See, I have 1 first class Roco car and 2 second class Roco cars. So I start with the Roco car, coach, and then it's all the Märklin, and then the last 2 are the Rocos. So the first one in the consist right behind the locomotive, and then the last 2 are the Rocos. So actually, okay, it's coming around right there. So that first one is a Roco first class, and behind it is a Märklin first class. Oops! I forgot to turn that around. Sorry, kids. I always forget one camera. I forgot to turn the Joyce camera. Speaking of Joyce, I think she's home, but she actually went back into work. She's setting up her classroom, but she's been going into work today. Aha! I'm going to copy and paste that. Whoops, I got to get it from the other one. You're going to hear some babbling there, but there, I got rid of it quickly. Yeah, I know. It's nice to be retired, Andy, but it's weird because Joyce is going back to work. So this is the first time or second time now that Joyce is going back to work and I'm staying home. And I went into work with Joyce on Monday. I think it was on Monday I went in with Joyce, and helped move some stuff for her and set up her computer, and ran into some people I had worked with, people that were teachers in buildings I worked at that are now administrators, and they're actually in Joyce's building. And they know I've retired. Joyce has told these people I've retired. And they asked me, like, how's retirement going? And I'm just like, it's great. And then they asked me, is it true that you're busier when you're retired? And it's like, no, I'm not busier, but I spend a lot more time on silly little things. I have read so many books, and I have played so many computer games that I have not played for years just because I finally feel like I can get them out and play them. And so if you're going, why haven't I done any more work on the layout? It's like I'm playing video games. And of course, I rebuilt different parts of the house over the last year too. Where is it? Where is it? I really need to move this camera to one of the better places because I don't use this camera enough, but it's a beautiful view. It's a nice shot, the colors and everything. I'm going to try to adjust it a bit there. I am not from Denmark. I'm an American who speaks fluent German, but the person from Denmark here is Jean Ricard. Jean Ricard, if you're awake. Hey, Train Man, nice to have you here. Jean Ricard is from Ebeltoft, east and around the corner from Aarhus. Jean Ricard is, I don't want to jinx him. I don't want to jinx him. And anybody who knows me in this channel knows what I'm talking about. He could be, I won't say he is, but he could be my best friend on the planet Earth right now. I have many good friends. Tim JD that I got to meet. So many people I got to meet, but I've been talking to Jean Ricard for a few years now, but Jean Ricard is from Denmark, if he's awake. Yup, he's here. There he is. Jean Steuerwagen First Ricard. That's right. Can't forget his nickname. Christopher here has been a long time friend on the, 3+ years. And that's why I hate to pick best friends, because then I'll immediately want to throw 40 people in there. You're all my best friends. But I've been talking to Jean Ricard via live stream and on Facebook and video chats for a couple of years now, 2-3 years. And then we hung out in Hamburg together for 3.5 days. Hey, Joe Rader's here. Nice to have you. Anyhow, I'll just cheat and pretend I know. It's just going to take me a while to pretend I know to cheat. So it'll be a slight... All right, I'm going to move cameras around again. Oh, that one got bumped. That's right. Cayenne bumped that. I forgot that one. Hang on a second, kids. I will leave it up here and see if I can adjust it. How'd that do? Not bad, but I can do better. Getting there, it's getting there. A little bit more, dude, a little bit more. Alright, I'm just going to call that good no matter what. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That'll do. I'm probably a little far off, but that improved it. Anyhow, I've got to do something real quick. I'll let you guys look at that while I mess with my computer here. Subscriptions. I shouldn't read out loud what I'm doing, but I'm trying to cheat something so I can act like I know something when I don't know it. Because I have 2 friends that are SJ. Oh, you are Simon too. I've got 2 friends who have channels called SJ, and they're both named Simon. Well, how about that? Well, anyhow, Simon, it is a pleasure to meet you. You guys have an amazing, impressive build that you're working on over there in Denmark. I have a nice large table, but I don't do anything with it. My table is based on a city in Delmenhorst, and let's go to the layout map just for the hell of it today. One more time. Everybody could recite it with me now. You know it? On that side, we have an 8.5, or I keep saying 8.5, 8 by 12.5 foot rectangle table, which is based on the actual German town of Delmenhorst. which I spent the Junes of 2003 to 2016 visiting as part of an exchange program. I ran an exchange program. I took my students from my school over to a school in Delmenhorst every June. We spent the month of June over there. Technically, it was after our school year was over. Okay, so that's Delmenhorst that way. And then in the middle, it's 2.5 feet, so 30 inches by 6 feet. And then over on the other side, it is 8 foot by 11.5 feet. And that is going to be a Bremen-Hanover hybrid. It's going to be similar to Bremen and Hanover. So I can pretend it's Bremen, I can pretend it's Hanover. Although Hanover isn't Hanover a stop and come out station, whereas Bremen is a through station? Anyhow, I forget. But it's going to be a hybrid Bremen-Hanover. And I'm not prototypical. I run Era 6 Märklin trains, or Märklin-friendly trains. I'm Era 6 passenger. I'm not a big freight guy. I try to run freight, not every stream, but every other stream at least, to appease the people that are into freight. But I'm not a freight guy. I'm a passenger train guy. And I'm 7 years in the hobby. I got my first train in 2016. I got my first model train in 2016. Or was it December of 2015? Maybe it was December of 2015. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see how the floor cam's doing. How are these guys doing? They're racing around just fine. Everything in the UK is still going, even if they run on the wrong side of the tracks to me. But that's a different story. We're not going to complain about that. For me, it was very easy because I already had a decoder, and the decoder's already preset to do sound, so you just have to add the sound bit on it. And the only one I've done that was my the one that's running today. Let's get the camera. 11 lanes, probably a good view. There it is. The guy about to come around. There he is. He's coming around right there. That guy. He came and the sound decoder was plug and play. I plugged it in, put the speaker where the speaker was supposed to go. Instant sound. It was all good. Hey, did I see Sean is here? Andy, that is a great and heartbreaking question. You probably don't realize how heartbreaking that question is. Yes, Toledo and Delmenhorst were sister cities. We became sister cities in 2001. The mayor of Delmenhorst and their sister city people came over, visited Toledo. And in 2002, they went to all the high schools, public and private, and they were looking for a teacher that they either respected enough or thought was stupid enough to want to do an exchange program. And they chose me. So in 2003, we did our first exchange program. We started working on it in 2002, and in June of 2003, my first group of students went over. And I worked very hard. And the people of Delmenhorst took the Sister City Relation Program very, very well. And there was a group of us in Toledo, Sister Cities. Technically, I'm still a member of Toledo Sister Cities, but I haven't attended a meeting in 8 years. It becomes politics. And not politics of usual, but it's still politics. Somebody came in, decided to take over, and decided Delmenhorst wasn't big enough or important enough for Toledo to deal with. And did a lot of very bad things happen. Let me just leave it at that. A lot of bad, aggravating things happened, and my exchange program suffered for it, along with a couple other things. And when my exchange program ended, the person that's now the head of Sister Cities decided to look for a different city, and now there's a different city in Germany that we're sister cities with. They dumped Delmenhorst, and I'm bitter about it because I grew to love Delmenhorst. It's my German hometown. I am an adopted citizen of Delmenhorst. I was made an honorary citizen of Delmenhorst, and it is my German hometown. I love the city, and I think Jean Ricard here could tell you that the first time I was back in Delmenhorst in 4 years, 2019 to 2023, just being back in Delmenhorst, I was just everything I've experienced in my life because of getting to go to Delmenhorst. I was in tears to be back in Delmenhorst in 2023 after 4 years of not going to Delmenhorst. It was very emotional for me. Hey, Dale, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Is the freight train running with a Danish car? It very well could be. I do German, and the basic rule is I had to have ridden on the passenger trains to buy them, but that rule isn't hard fast anymore. And obviously you don't ride on a freight train. So let me try to get a close-up, and you could tell me, because you would know better than me. I don't know a lot about trains. I know what I like. I've been to Germany every June since 2003, except for the years 2020, 2021, and 2022. 2020 and 2021 because of COVID, and then 2022 because my wife wanted to just travel somewhere different for a change, and we went to the UK for a month, which was beautiful. Love you, UK. If I was so-so about the UK before I went, you people over there made it amazing. The people in the UK were so wonderful. We ran into so many great people, just people willing to help us, talk to us, help us understand a couple of things, get our way around. We never ran into a person we didn't like. And that's how we are in Germany too. In Germany, the only people we run into we don't like are Americans. Sorry, my fellow Americans, but it's true. When we run into somebody we don't like, it's almost always an American. So let me go to the close-up here. What's the best picture to run it? Probably the 11 lane. That's the biggest view. I've got a Luxembourg. So you would have to tell me if anything is specifically Danish. The fourth wagon. Uh-oh, what just beeped? Oh. I'm messing with my drives, yep. My portable hard drive circuit. The fourth one. Does it say DSB? If it says it, I'm not seeing it. Well, I'm very, very interested, EFO, but I can't make it. There's just no way I could swing that trip. The last of mine and Joyce's crazy money for now is the trip to Getz, and then we got to start planning for our trip to Australia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it say DSB on it? It says it's got the DB logo, but I don't know if that means anything. I'd have to stop the train and look at it. But if it is Danish, cool. Because Denmark has some gorgeous trains too. Luxembourg has some gorgeous passenger trains. I just have to get to these countries so I can justify buying them. But I just, other than my city of Delmenhorst, and can I get the city view going here quick? Where is it? There it is. Village view, there it is. I am slowly building the city of Delmenhorst, and Jean Ricard can now tell you, as my backup witness, that station is 100% accurate to the Delmenhorst train station. I scratch built that myself. The bus station, I just got to fix the area around it, and eventually I will be putting the Fowler car system in there. I really thought I'd have it going by now, and I just keep delaying myself. And this time it's not that I keep delaying myself. Other things keep happening. I was going to do it in the spring, and then all of a sudden Joyce and I finally agreed on some things in the bedroom, and bam, I'm suddenly involved in the bedroom. So I said, okay, I'll get going on it when I come back from Germany. And then other things came up, and now we're pressing for my son's wedding, and I just have not been able to just really set aside a few days to say, crack the whip, let's get going on this, because I got to get all those buildings out of the way, because I'm going to run a whole new car system in there, and I need some place to put all those buildings. Yeah, CFL drives all the way up to Koblenz. I've seen CFL. I've seen Luxembourg trains in Koblenz. So I've seen the models of them first, and then I've seen the real things in some German towns. I've seen them in Cologne and Koblenz, and it makes sense you'd see them in Cologne because Cologne's not that far from Luxembourg. But Luxembourg City to Cologne and so forth. And in fact, that's part of our next trip to Germany is we're going to stay near Aachen. We're going to stay near Aachen, and we're going to go into the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium. But we're also going to spend a few days up in Denmark while we do that so that we can visit and harass. There's this one really crazy bus driver. And we want to harass him at work. We want to go up to Denmark and harass him. But right now, most of this is, besides the buildings, it's mostly just old wargaming kit that I've thrown around. And someday I will actually finish this layout. And I've been saying that for 3 years. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Mark. We appreciate it. The Innocent Tales of Piddlefolk. And if you want to have a laugh at a bunch of dirty jokes and innuendos, check out the Innocent Tales of Piddlefolk. It's a very funny channel, but he's also got his serious channel, which is Piddle in the Marsh, which is a beautiful, I believe it's N-scale layout. It is one of the prettiest layouts you will see in any scale. So check out both his channels, The Innocent Tales of Piddlefolk or Piddle in the Marsh by Mark Ireland. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, post your links or somebody will. Amazing channels, beautiful layout. And lots of comedy. Which is what attracts me to him. He does trains and he does comedy. I think Mr. Ireland and are two of a kind. There aren't many other channels that focus on comedy as well as trains. Now he separates. He does his comedy on one channel and his trains on the other. I do it all on one channel. I keep it all here. Well, Ifo, definitely, hopefully within a couple of years, we're still talking to each other and that my channel or I haven't died. But bear that, save that for me as a suggestion. Because Joyce and I are going to do Australia. We're doing Getz, and we're debating if Getz is going to have us go back to Germany and then back to the UK again over the next couple of years. But we were thinking we want to go back to the UK. We want to get into Ireland this time, which I know is not part of the UK. We want to get over there to the British Isles. And we do want to get up to Donegal and visit Mark, Donegal Dad, and the museum up there. And so we want to go across there. And Joyce wants to hit other parts of Scotland, but she's also very tempted to go back to Cardiff. She wants to just go back to Cardiff and stay there. And I'm talking to her, maybe we could stay in Bristol and go over to Cardiff. Hey, Wigwag Workshop, how are you? Yes, Simon, I do have the IC cars. Let me see, what is the best? Well, let's go to that camera. Show you what's parked. So when this Metronom gets out of the way, there you can see I've got my IC1s. I got IC1s. And then I also have the IC2. I don't know, what's the best way to do this? I guess, now, I pulled out this old camera to see if I could get it to work with my multi-camera system. I call it the show-off camera, but it's only a 720 camera, which is false advertising because it claims, ooh, look, infinity. Woo! Psychedelic. Okay. Anyhow, let's try to give you all the view. Okay. So, if you look up here, you can see my ICE2, the double-deckers. There's an Alex over there. IC1. And then further over, you can see my parking area, my fiddle yard, I guess you could call, for all my high speeds. I have an IC1, an IC2, and then the IC3 is running. Then there's an ICE4 and a railjet. So I've got ICE1, 2, 3, and 4, and then a railjet. And then on the first shelf over there, you can see a Czech railjet. And then a bunch of German regional cars. And then up above my steam locomotives and freight stuff, there's also one more rake of German regional cars. And then over there are all my locomotives, which are kind of hard to see, but I got a 20-foot lead, so I just did a video showing all my locomotives, but there's a bunch of them up for grabs there. My Märklin locomotives on top, and my non-Märklin down below. So Märklin, non-Märklin. And then I also have various DMUs that are parked over here. So you can see a 650 and then two 648s. But I want to get a good camera so you can really see well. Like I know I don't need any more cameras, but I like to add cameras. I can't help it. I'm a junkie. So let me go to the multi-view. There. Decommissioned IC dining cars are at Amsterdam right now. Interesting. Yes, I have ridden on IC cars many, many times, Simon. Although my last trip to Germany, any of our long trips, we were on an ICE4. Every one of our main trips. Frankfurt to Hamburg, ICE4. Hamburg to Freiburg in southwestern Germany, ICE4. Freiburg to Stuttgart, ICE4. And then from Stuttgart to Salzburg, Austria, we rode a Austrian EC, the EC 113213, which this current Austrian train is trying to represent, other than I don't have the restaurant car. But hey, I've been trying, guys. It's not my fault eBay doesn't have it. Nor did any shops I went into when I was in Germany. So that was the lightning tour of my stock. Hey, Plumber, how are you, Steven? Go Märklin, peace out. The solo on time is amazing. So, and that was the rule, and everybody in here, Simon, has heard the story way too many times. When I got into model trades a few years ago, my wife told me I could only buy models of trains I had ridden on. And then she broke the rule. No, who broke the rule first? Was it me or her? No, I broke the rule because I bought the Austrian railjet and then got a Czech railjet. And I promised her I'd take her to Austria and she could ride an Austrian railjet, first class, which we never do. We don't ride first class. We can't afford first class, but we got a discount when we did it. We got a really nice deal. Yeah, my exchange program ended in 2016. And we're just public school teachers in America. We're just big city school teachers. You know, when you hear us talk about travel, it sounds like we're rich when you see my big basement, but this is half my house. There's another floor above, and that's my house. It's just all my kids have grown up and moved out, so this space is mine. I love the railjet, and I want to get a night jet. I do want to get a night jet. I really, really want to get a night jet. Unfortunately, now Roco just released an AC night jet locomotive, which I would love to buy, but I'd need the cars. And LMS is sold out, or LMS, is that the right company? Because that's also a British rail company. But maybe it is LMS. Their models, their AC, their 3-rail models are sold out. Even when you ask which night jet, my thought is a Taurus one rather than the Vectron pulled. And then just that dark blue night jet, you know. So basically it looks like a rail jet. It looks like my rail jet, but it's in the night jet livery. So that's what I'm talking about. I wish I were smarter about this stuff, EFO. There's too much too soon for me in this world. I spent my life learning grammar and literature and history and psychology. I didn't get to learn all my train stuff, so I hope that helps. Is there a day jet? No. The railjet is the day jet. So a night jet with sleeper wagons that is for long distance overnight travel is called a railjet. That's for overnight travel is a night jet. And they're really cool looking, beautiful liveries. I've seen a night jet in, a friend had a model of it, and I was jealous. Yeah, I want the Taurus. I've got 2 Vectron locomotives, but I'm not enamored of the Vectron. I love the Taurus. I think the Taurus is a really cool looking locomotive. I'm just not... I don't hate the Vectron. It's not as cool as the Taurus. So I want the Taurus version of the night jet. But, of course, I could get both. Wink, 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 wink. Right? I could get both. Today I'm running the Vectron. Today I'm running the Taurus. Oh, okay. See, I don't know that they distinguish it that much. I just thought it's the same car with a different same cars with a different locomotive. So only the one pulled by the Vectron would have the actual sleeper wagons, EFO? Is that what I'm understanding you to say? Is only the one pulled by the Vectron actually has the sleeper cars, that the other one does not have sleeper cars? That puts a curious tint on it all. Yeah, and again, I'm not anti-Vectron. It's okay, but I just do like the Taurus. I really don't have a favorite locomotive. You know, I have locomotives because that's what we've ridden on. But I have 3 Class 146s. I don't think the 146 is a sexy locomotive. But if you slap a railjet livery on it, or a Czech railjet livery on it, like the Tauruses have, and then they might be sexy. But that's the problem. Railjets are just a sexy livery, and I'm sorry if I'm saying sexy, but damn it, it is. And my Czech railjet, that livery, they're just beautiful. They are just absolutely stunningly beautiful, which is why I bought them both. I saw the Austrian railjet and then the Czech railjet, and I said, those are so pretty. They're the first time I looked at a car and I bought it, or I looked at anything train related and bought it because of how it looked. Now, I love my ICE-3. ICE-4s and ICE-3s and the railjet are my favorite trains. The ICE-4 and the railjet. Now, granted, I have never ridden the Taurus. I've never ridden a TGV, and if I did, I'd probably love them too. But the railjet and the ICE-3 are my two favorite trains. And I love the IC liveries. I love that white with the dark windows and the red stripe. It's so crisp and simple and pure. I just love it. But then on the flip side, the railjet and the Czech and Austrian railjets with their color lines are just amazing. I love those. Okay, well, thank you for that. All right, that's cool. Thank you, EFO. Because, yeah, the one railjet I saw was pulled by a Taurus, but it had the control cab at the end. So I just assumed, like my railjet has a control cab at the end. So it's pulled by the 1116 Taurus, and then it has the Siemens control cab at the end. And, of course, EFO, you would know better than me being over there. I don't know if it's happening in Denmark, but these new models that are basically Steuerwagen at both ends. There was one, you know, it's my, let me go to this real quick. Yeah, this guy here, if it's going to play. Apparently it's not going to play. Oh, I know why. Okay, never mind. There it goes. Okay, there we go. All right, this Steuerwagen front and back. As you can see, this one rolling through. It's Steuerwagen both ends. Whoops. Come on. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. But we saw ICE-2s like that. We saw Dostock Regiowagens like that. We saw city jets in Austria like that. We did not see rail jets like that, but the double-decker cars, both the IC2 cars and the Regio cars, double-decker Steuerwagens on both ends. Two power cabs, on one on each end. And we were seeing tons of those. It was really weird because in 2019 when we were in Germany, we didn't see any of these. And then all of a sudden, 4 years later, they were everywhere. In Stuttgart, in Freiburg, in Frankfurt, even in Hamburg, we were seeing them everywhere we were in Germany. Both the IC2 and the Regios. That's a twin decks with, yeah, they're twin decks, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and guys, I just subscribed to it on a suggestion from a friend. I think it was Brian at Finnerton Central suggested it. Simon here, SJ Train World, he and some friends, a train club, I think, he can tell you better. They've set up a, they've bought a big place, and they're building a mammoth group layout. And they're using the Märklin system. So if you want to see what my stuff would look like in the hands of pros, you can go to their channel. I mean, and there's lots of American channels, and well, there's not a lot of American channels that run Märklin. I'm one of the few, and I might be the biggest. I don't know, but there's plenty of German, Danish, Dutch, French channels that run Märklin. But if you're just interested in seeing really cool continental European trains, they are in the process of just building. So you're seeing a really giant layout. My layout would fit about 6 times on the layout they're building, maybe more. Hey, Alan, how are you? You're busy at the Tippy Tappy again. Okay. You're renting the basement under a public school. That's cool. Because I'll tell you what, I taught in a very urban American school. And I had a little Märklin train set up in my classroom the last few years I was a teacher once I got into the trade. And my students loved it. I mean, I had gangbangers that would be in my classroom. And if kids were playing around or messing around, they would jump up and say, "Hey, quit playing around. You might mess up Mr. Dodge's trades." And I'd be like, I didn't have to say anything. I had my big boys would straighten everybody out. "Mr. Dodge, if I get my homework done, can I play with your trains?" Yeah, we don't want to disturb other students working, but yeah, you can run them if you get your work done. And it was great. And by the way, not all my students were gangbangers. We were a very widely mixed school. We had kids from all economic backgrounds and situations, but because I was me, I had a reputation. So any kid in my 36 years as a public school teacher, once I came to Toledo Public Schools, if there was a kid that they felt needed a scary person in front of them, they gave them to me. I became the babysitter. I think that was one of my nicknames. Because I'd be told, "Anthony, we just need you to keep them under control. We're not, at this stage, we know they're probably not going to pass, but they're just a danger. And you seem to be able to handle these guys." Raymond dropping the knowledge bombs on us. The thing is, I mean, Andy, I like to think in my 36 years I was a very good teacher. I mean, I'm arrogant. I know I was a good teacher. But some students loved me, some students didn't. Although most of my students liked me. And a lot of them, the majority of them, really liked me. And only a few really didn't like me. And the few that didn't like me were kids that weren't going to like anybody anywhere. But kids knew in my classroom they were safe. It didn't matter who they were, what their background was. They knew that if they towed the line in my classroom, they were safe. Everybody was treated equally in my classroom, which offended some of the privileged children because they didn't have their butts kissed by me. It didn't matter if you were a star athlete, straight A student, or some schmuck kid who's lucky if his parents feed him once a week before he comes to school. Everybody in my class was safe, and I took care of my students. I didn't always say what my students wanted to hear, but I said the things my students needed to hear, both in my subject and in life matters. And my students knew, if nothing else, I was 100% honest. I would tell them what I honestly believed to be true, which is how I treat everybody. Hey, Clive, how are you? Saw your new kit and caboodle today. That was cool. Don't think I commented on it yet, but I usually watch a bunch of videos, then go back and comment on them all. No, I didn't see they were going to Mexico. So we got Euro Sprinters are coming into Amtrak, as well as going other places. Some UK stuff is heading over to Mexico. And Randall's telling us that they're testing new 44 ACHs. Yeah, and Digger, and that's true. And the thing is, I defend teachers. Teachers are constantly bashed in the media, bashed by parents, bashed by other people. My teachers all sucked when I was in school. My teachers didn't care about me. Your teachers cared about you, and a lot of times they did things to try to show you cared, and when we were young, we tuned it out. Because I will have students that say, Mr. Dodge didn't care about me. And I will sit here and list out, you mean the time I took you into my classroom and talked to you about this? The time I let you sit in my classroom and just scream and rage without writing you up or, don't. But we care about our students. But they also break our hearts. Because we try so hard. And I mean, no, not every teacher's great. And there are special places. I mean, I myself had some of the teachers that Roger Waters and Pink Floyd might have written songs about. And so there are those teachers out there. But a lot of times the teachers care more than you. But yeah, it's hard for a teacher to know what is going on at home. And you have to be aware of it. You don't have to be aware of what's all going on, but you have to be aware you don't know what these kids are going through to come into school. And it worked maybe for me because I grew up in poverty and I grew up in an abusive household where I had to go to school and put on the smiley face even though it was the last thing on earth that was on my mind. But for me, school was an escape. So I was positive in school. School kept me out of my house. School kept me out of my neighborhood. The longer I was in school, the safer I was. But for marginalized kids and other kids, they're not safe at school because they get bullied, they get hassled, they get molested. They suffer abuse at home, and then they come to school and there's bullies and other people that heap it on them. And so I tried for 36 years to be that teacher that lets students know you're safe here, and if you ever need a safe place and want to come, you can sit in the back of my room and I'll talk to your other teacher. Yeah, I mean, Raymond, Raymond Legs, all teachers do retire. So I don't want to say, and obviously your experiences, your experiences may vary. When the hardest thing for a teacher to see, besides a student suffering and not be able to save them, the next hardest thing for a teacher to deal with is seeing another teacher who has been burned out, okay? The job breaks them. And people say, well, they should just quit. The problem is, what else can they do? They've been working 25, 30 years in this occupation. They've got X number of years before they're allowed to retire. To just quit with a house bills, kids in college, this here, this going on, maybe recently divorced, whatever else. And they just keep hoping they can limp through to retirement. And it's tough to see that because nobody likes a bad teacher more than other teachers. No, I should say nobody dislikes. We hate bad teachers because they give us all a bad name. But at the same time, when I see a teacher that was a good teacher for years and years, and then the job just broke their heart, or life happened, and you say they should just quit. The problem is, when you're a teacher, that's what you're trained to be. You can't suddenly become an electrician. You can't suddenly become something else. You just become an ex-teacher. And it's hard to see them limp through, and if you can, you try to help them limp through, which I have done. I've helped young teachers that were, I supervised young teachers that I thought were going to have problems. I was put in charge of young teachers that were having problems, and without telling them exactly how to do it, try to show them what they could work on. Because the colleges don't always prepare them for the reality of teaching. But again, a lot of times it's not that the teacher was bad. They taught a subject we didn't like, or I hear this, my last 10 years of teaching, I heard this all the time. I don't like the way they teach the class. Well, there's only one way a person can teach, and it's never going to work. It's like a comedian. The comedian, when he goes on TV, okay, when a comedian goes on TV or stands before a studio audience on a TV show, like, one of the late night talk shows or whatever, they didn't pick their audience, and the audience didn't pick them. They're just there to perform. And their comedy may work with this guy over here, and this guy over here, and this lady here, and this lady back there, but it's not necessarily going to work with the whole audience. If it works with enough people, they get more famous, and then all of a sudden they can go to the clubs, and everybody comes to see them. Hey, this guy's here. And teaching's the same way. There's only one way that you work as a teacher, and it's not going to work with every kid. And when I was a kid, we got told, stop worrying about how the teacher's teaching, do your homework. Now, the parents come in and say, well, you didn't teach my child the way I wanted you to teach my child. It's like, I only can teach 10 ways, and you want me to know 11. I try to teach this many different ways, and, but I will always defend teachers. I will admit there are bad teachers, okay? We're not stupid. But it's a tough job. Because the funniest thing is, I used to always love doing this. I would have kids, school sucks and teachers suck and everything else. I said, you think teachers are really bad? Yeah, you teachers all suck. You're all... So here's what I did. I became a teacher to help change the system. Why don't you do that? If you think teachers suck, why don't you become a teacher and help change the system? What? Be a teacher and work with all these idiots? No way. And I'm like, thank you. You just made my point for me. Hey, Tom, how are you? I'm sorry, I've been on my soapbox for about 15 minutes now. Yeah, Randall, that's kind of what we did. But yeah, and because it's such a stressful job, there's a teacher shortage in this country right now because nobody wants to do it, because the paperwork that the politicians are piling up on you, and the media crap, and the parental crap, and the lack of respect and control in the classroom is going this way. And that's the nice thing. I left when I knew it was time for me to go, but I left while I still loved the job. There's a lot of things I hated related to teaching. The paperwork, the governmental teacher evaluations, the principals, the administrators, all that crap. But when I shut the door and was with my students, I still loved it. I still enjoyed it. And my kids will tell you that from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was in front of my classroom gesturing and excited and running through the room. All right, let's do this. Come on, everybody, we can do this. Whether I was teaching English, history, mythology, or German, I was always with my students. Let's go, let's go. 100% energy. I gave it all for 36 years. There was never a day where I just sat there and did nothing and twiddled my thumbs. Sometimes I did show movies or something like that for my students. But when I taught, and I got in front of that class and I taught, and I did everything. I worked as a stand-up comedian. I worked as a counselor. I worked as everything in my classroom. I just kept going. And I think my students, most of them, appreciated it. Do-do-do! Hark! I sense a presence. Somebody I've not seen in a while. Let's see who that might be. Even better. There you go. All right. Simon, if you're still here, I don't know if you wound up leaving while I was babbling, but this is my wife, Joy. She joins my live streams every Friday. But she needs a mic. Here, have a mic while you try to introduce yourself to Simon. Have a mic.
Well, hello, Simon.
Clear.
Yeah, I'd say so. Andy!
You should be
Hi, Tom. Hi, Randall. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Dino. Yep, Joyce is here. Hey, Raymond. Hi, Train Man. Hey, Digger. Hi, Karen.
Yeah. Simon is a Dane from SJ Train World.
Okay. Hi, March West. You don't have to call me Mrs. Dodge. Hey, Lee. Hey, Joseph.
Oh, if Jean Ricard, if you're awake, if you're still in here and awake, you need to pop up on screen because Joyce wants to tease you, Ghost. Thorfinn.
Hi, Christopher.
Oh. The American version of the TV show Ghost.
Right.
Thorfinn.
Hi, Joe. Sort of buzzing. Man, I don't know what's wrong with my fish tank. It's kind of gray. The filter looks green. And I cleaned it.
Your fish tank?
Yeah, and it smells.
Uh-oh.
I know. I don't know what the
Something
heck's
brewed
going
at the
on.
bottom.
I guess so. Wow. I mean, I completely dried it out before I put it back on. Huh. Hey,
Yeah,
SJ.
but if there was water on the bottom,
Yeah, there
or the
wasn't
filter's
any
not
water.
working.
There wasn't any water on the bottom. I'm sure there wasn't.
Okay.
I dried it out over days. Did I mention Andy, Joyce? I sure did.
and what do you mean Andy? Don't you mean Andes?
Yeah, well, Hot Dog Andy just goes, Joyce! So I figure Andy! And that covers Hot Dog, but it also covers the rest of you. So
Yeah, we've got at least 2 times.
you can take it personally. It's okay.
We've got at least 2 times. March West Junction Andy's here. Hot Dog Pilot Andy's here. 156 Andrew was here earlier.
That's usually how it works.
We've got Christopher from Christopher's Hobby Blog. Do not mention what Christopher and I are working on.
Okay, I won't.
I want Christopher to be the one if he's going to post a video, but, you know,
Yep.
that's been fun.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Yeah, I have not seen our daughter or the little guy pop up on screen.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The Logan
should be
Foster
Andy's.
City Hall
It's
is
Andy's.
closed.
What's closed?
Andy T. There we go. Another Andy.
What closed? Ah, okay. So no wedding revival. Ah,
Yeah, they were going to go over to where they got married.
gotcha.
Go back to where they got married for their
Nice.
anniversary.
Ah, bummer.
Wow. Well, maybe you could find somebody in the city and talk to them. Maybe they can still get you in as a...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I don't know the situation. Maybe it's closed because it's half in ruins or something. But... Oh, yeah. This is what Andy 81E sent
Oh,
me.
that looks cool.
Yeah, that is nice, isn't it?
What's it? What is it?
It's a Class 186. It's a freight hauler.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Yep. So very cool.
Yeah.
It comes from a starter set,
Okay.
but
Is it
nicely
heavy?
detailed. Nicely detailed. Pretty cool.
Is it heavy?
You want to go put it on the scale and see how much it weighs?
Yeah, I'd call that heavy.
Yeah, but you don't go around hefting all my... We're getting an official weight of the new locomotive. 503 grams. He's one of my heavier ones.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow, I didn't think it'd be that heavy, but...
Hi, Richard.
So I got another freight hauler. I just got to install them. I should clean them first. But yeah, if you look at the ski, it's been run a little bit, but not a lot.
Okay.
He said, I think he said he bought it used.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But he bought the wrong one, so he gave it
gotcha.
to me.
Oh, you're just gonna have to talk to people, I guess. It's
Oh,
cold
okay.
down here.
Hey, Richard Brown's here. How are you? It's cold down here?
I'm cold.
Well, you've been home for a little while, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I heard you come in right as I was starting.
I took a very short nap.
Leslie says hello, and hello,
I
Leslie.
seem to be tired. Hi, Leslie.
Hello, Joyce, Mrs. Dodd.
Hi, River Raisin.
That's Rick, as in Rick and Lisa from
As
up in
in
Monroe.
Rick and Lisa.
He
Hi.
changed his channel name.
Okay. You guys change your names and I can't keep track of you. How you doing, Rick? How's Lisa?
I changed my name, and you found me anyhow.
Haven't seen you guys in a while. Knees hurt too.
What's that?
So my knees hurt too.
Your knees hurt too?
Yeah.
How many new bruises did you pick up?
Today, I ate that one.
That one. Okay.
I knew I waxed my knee. That's the one I did on Wednesday.
Randall, if you changed your channel name now, it would just feel weird. You've been Randall Ellison for the 3+ years I've known
Right,
you.
for a long time. You're
Come on,
here,
check.
you're live.
Come on, CD. Get up that
Hi,
ramp. Get up that
Lindy.
hill. There we go.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
We're here. We're alive.
How many years is it? Or like 31, 10?
It's 12.
12?
Wasn't it 2012 they got married?
I forgot.
You blow all the stereotypes. I remember all the
know.
anniversaries and
So
dates.
that was-
You forget
that
them.
was Wednesday. I knew I really nailed this one.
Yeah, you nailed it there.
Wham! Give me that real hard on that.
I'm tired of going out. I mean, whether I go out in public or not with you, I have to constantly deny I'm beating you.
I know.
You get all these bruises everywhere, and people just look at you, and then they look at me, and I'm like, it's not me. It's a skin condition she has. It's not me.
It is.
Oh, yes. Oh, we got to do our job. Here we go. Kaya! Opa loves you! Opa loves you, little guy! Hi there, Kaya! Opa! Mopa! Mama! Opa and Mama!
11 years. Okay, you got married in 12.
August 11th, 2012.
Okay.
How do I know this?
There you
Because it was
go.
the year we went to, the last year we went to the Alps with the students.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
The last time we took all the Bowser students to the Alps.
Okay.
2013, and then 2014 and 15 we did the Rhine.
Okay.
No, 24, I'm sorry, 13, 14.
We still
did-
have your save the date
14.
upstairs, so.
13 and 15 was the Rhine. 14 was the Dresden. I finally just said, guys, your special trip this year,
I know, and they still
Dresden.
they enjoyed it very
and
much.
they
I
loved
think.
it. I felt good about that. Let's get back to the trains. I always gave my students a choice of a special trip. Like for 4 days, every time we were over there, we would leave Delmenhorst because they had all kinds of obligations and functions they had to attend to represent the city of Toledo. And they had to go to the school there. But I would try to get them out of the school as much as possible because it was tough for them.
Yeah.
And we would do day trips, and there were certain places. But then we would always do 3 days in the Berlin area. That was yearly, because I took them on history tours. Tragical history tours. No, magical history tours. Roll on! Roll on for the history tour!
Sure.
Roll on! I'm sorry. Anyhow,
Sure.
but we would do 3 days in Berlin, but then I would give them 4 days, I'd say, and I would give them a choice. We could go down to the Alps, or we could go to the Rhine River. We had a place in the Rhine River we went to, near Koblenz, and we had a place, we stayed in Garmisch Park, just outside of Garmisch Park in Kirchen. And so my students would vote every year, and basically it flip-flopped. And one year, I got, anybody who knew me knew that I always wanted to see the city of Dresden. I had an aunt who was from Dresden, and I always wanted to go there. So one year in 2014, I told my students, guys, I know some of you want to vote for the Alps, and some of you want to vote for the Rhine, but we're going to Dresden for your special trip. I told them, they didn't get to choose their special trip, I told them. But that group of kids, by the end of their 4 days in Dresden, they were, Mr. Dodge, we are the only kids that ever come to Dresden, right? This is our special trip. Nobody else could do it. This was the coolest trip of all of them. I did the Alps with you last year. My sister did the Rhine, and I got to come back and do Dresden. Nothing. Dresden's better than the Alps. And I was like, woo, yes. All right, Simon, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Oh, too much going on, I guess, with the baby. That's really cool, Rick. Son's getting married.
See, Evo said the same thing we did, Joyce. Did you see this?
What's that?
Dresden is kind of the Alps and the Rhine combined, especially close to the Czech border. That is exactly how we feel. You've got Saxon Switzerland, the national park there in Bohemian Switzerland, the Bohemian and Saxon national parks there. Absolutely beautiful region.
All right,
Joyce and I
night,
love it there.
Simon. That's Simon.
If Joyce and I were to somehow leave the United States and move, if we're to the UK, it'd be Cardiff. And if it's Germany, it would be just outside of Dresden in a little town called Pirna. Joyce loves the city of Pirna.
Sure was a lot to like about it. That is very, very
It's
true.
close to Dresden. It's close to the Czech border.
Yep. It's near a national park.
It's right on the river.
Yeah. All
You're
kinds of things
20
to do
minutes
there.
from the Bastei region of the Erzgebirge, the Ore Mountains there. It's a beautiful region, and it's a pretty little town. It's got a nice little train shop in it.
Yeah, I was small.
And I grew up with a fixation on Dresden because my aunt was born and raised in Dresden. When I was a little kid, she used to tell me how beautiful it was. How beautiful the city of Dresden was before the war. You should go to that 11 one. Too late now.
Yeah.
I've not been doing, but
Oh, for heaven's sake, quit rocking. Good on me. Yeah.
yes.
For 7th grade orientation. Boy, she's already in 7th grade. Alright, night, Karen.
All right, Kieran, take care. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah.
We'll go to the bridge view again. See some of the guys in action, see other guys park. Well, thank you for that, Kieran. Gee, could tell you went back to work today.
Why?
You are bouncing even more than normal.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
saying something.
Yeah, really. Hey, no, I keep yawning. I think I'm trying to stay awake.
You're bouncing like a Super Ball in a perpetual motion machine. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy,
Yeah, I
bouncy.
got in there today. Well, my 2 hours. There was no one there. And then they kicked us out at 3. There were a ton of people there all of a sudden. Carolyn was there, gave her another good hug.
Well, they were all in a room talking, and you were working.
They just weren't around my floor. Sherry came in. I talked to her just briefly.
Imagine having fish on a layout with real water. No.
Stinky Express for sure. I don't know. People do horrible things to fish. Remember when they put them in shoes?
Anybody old enough to remember the disco days where they had the
some of you were old
high,
enough for that.
the platform shoes, the big platform shoes, and they'd have a goldfish in the heel?
Oh, that's wonderful, Kiwi. We appreciate Dave. I appreciate you sharing them.
Oh, the hearts. What part of the hearts? Because the hearts is a big area. All the way down to Erfurt in the south. And just south of Hanover in the north, and then the east and west. You got the western half and the eastern half, and it's split by that passage between Hanover to Erfurt. But Goslar, which is in the middle of the Harz, which is one of my favorite little towns to visit in Germany, although I haven't been there since 20.
All right, Tom, take care. When is Tom going on his vacation?
I don't know, because it got changed.
Oh, okay.
The third rail. Well, that's why I use the pre-made stuff. It just comes with the third rail built in. Some people like the C-track, some people don't, but they can do K-track or the old M-track. But I'm happy with my C-track. No, it's not the most realistic.
Oh,
But there are places where it is rather realistic without much change.
Randall, she's in junior high. It will all be drama this year.
Yep. See, for years and years and years, we had the junior high separate. You had kindergarten through 6th grade, and then 7th and 8th grade, with the idea that that's the puberty years, and put them in a separate school by themselves, keep them out of the hands of the high schoolers, and out of the influence of the younger students. And now it's K through 8. All our schools are K through 8, and then the high schools.
We don't like it, by the way.
And we all hate it.
Is she in a different school, Randall? Or a new school? Quit rocking. Ah,
You quit rocking, no way.
I know.
Beauty, beauty, beauty.
I don't know. I know that, yeah, they sure will. I don't know. I know teenage years are rough on guys, but I think
They're
there's
rougher
something.
on girls.
I think there's something real special for girls.
No, yeah,
Ugh.
puberty is just hard on girls,
Dramatic.
harder on girls than guys in general. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Yeah.
I don't know, did I give myself a like? Maybe not. We had a small crowd today. A good crowd, the great people.
Put it on the list.
HSB does, okay. I know I have seen steamers. There are history tour steamers and other heritage-like steamers that go through Goslar.
Didn't we see one in Delmenhorst? Didn't they
Yeah,
have a
we
steamer?
saw
They had a heritage
a
line.
history steamer go through Goslar. Yes,
Delmenhorst.
Delmenhorst. Yeah, we saw them in Goslar too, but Delmenhorst was the one that was the really fancy one, and people had paid something like $100, $200 each to be on it.
To ride it? Wow.
Yeah, that was expensive. Harz Schmalsprobahn. Because I would like to because Goslar, in that region, the northern part of the Harz region, there's Göttingen, which is a beautiful city, which is the southernmost of that part. There's Galzitter, Göttingen, Salzgitter, Göttingen, but the two really cool cities to see are Goslar and Celle, C-E-L-L-E. Celle is a pretty little town.
That is.
It's a town that's
Okay,
just...
you think they're separate buildings, yeah. I think that's still the norm. Either have 7, 8 separate or 6, 7, and 8
I don't know, I
separate.
think it's 50-50 throughout the country. There's plenty of K through 8. And there's others that are K through 4 and then 5 through 8. There are some that are 6 through 9, 6 to 8, K through 5, 6 to 8. There's so many variations. I don't think there's a norm anymore in the United States.
Well, I don't think there's a norm either.
Ah, good timing. Caught everybody passing through there.
Ooh, it's in the way. Can I move it? I can.
But I think before I shut everything off here, after the live stream, I'm going to see if I can install that loco straight in.
Okay.
Because if it's what I was reading, it's got one of these decoders where it has 4 preset addresses, and 2 of those preset addresses I have things covering it.
Right.
Okay,
All right, night, Lee.
All right, good night, Lee. Thanks for hanging with us. All right, good night, EFO. It is 11 o'clock over there. Yep.
Oh, for sure. Night,
So-
Efo.
That's the problem. I need to start broadcasting earlier in the day to catch the Euro guys, but then
Gotcha.
more of the American guys would miss it.
Right.
But see, I want to get a camera, and this is what I call my show-off camera, because
Right.
I've got it on a 20-foot lead, so I can take it
Right.
over and show things.
Right.
Nobody saw.
I'm sure they didn't. See my face over there.
They see your face, but they didn't see what I was doing.
Right.
Wait, what was he doing? Scaring Joyce, that's what I was doing.
Scaring me, yeah. And he says 8:30 is good.
I've
for me.
only been by train. I've only been by train through the Eiffel. But that's part of Germany we need to get to. I hear the Eiffel is an Eiffel. But, yeah, our next trip to Germany, which will be a couple of years now, will be Saarland area, Aachen area. We're going to spend a few days up in Denmark. And then we haven't decided the fourth place.
Not doing a month.
No, but even so, I figure 5, 6 days, and because not counting Frankfurt. Hey, Stefan, Skull!
Hi, Stefan.
Now, what's really funny is we could nickname Stefan Thorfinn.
Liverpool versus Chelsea tomorrow. Is that
Sunday, isn't it? Is it tomorrow or Sunday? I thought it was on Sunday.
It's all right, Dave. Thanks for coming in.
And why are you telling Lee? Lee's an Everton fan. I'm the Liverpool fan. Lee's an Everton fan. Now, where did I put that camera? You won't see this in Lee's videos. I gotta change the camera here. You won't see that in Lee's videos, but you'll see it in mine. Walk on, with hope in your heart. Sorry, the handshakes are getting bad there. But Joyce and I have recently started binge watching this show because we don't watch network TV anymore. But we have been binge watching this show on CBS, which is based on a UK show called Ghosts. And the premise of both shows is about the same. A young married couple, the wife has an elderly distant relative who dies and leaves her a big mansion-like house. And in both cases, the house is filled with ghosts who died on the property over the centuries. And in both the British and the American version, the wife decides to turn it into a resort. In the American version, it's a bed and breakfast. In the British version, it's a luxury hotel. And usually when Americans steal a show from the British version, I like the British version better by far. But in this case, I think the premise of a bed and breakfast over the luxury hotel, and I like the collection of ghosts a little better. But anyhow, in both stories, something happens to the female where she suffers an injury, is in a coma for a couple of weeks, and when she awakes, she can now see and communicate with the ghost. And the husband can't. But the American one, which we've been binge watching, is very cute. Well, hi, Ewan. How are you?
Hi, Ewan.
All right, take care, Dino. But the funny thing is, and we meant to tease Jean Ricard, but in the American version, there's a Viking who had died on the premise because the Vikings had explored further down the East Coast beyond Canada. And so he had died on the grounds before the house was there. But he likes to sing songs about bashing Danes in the skull.
Right. Yep.
God, we'd have to cut out that we'd have to cut out that little snippet, Thorfinn's lullaby.
Yeah. I don't know. Are there snippets of it on YouTube?
I don't know. Yes, Everton did originally. Anfield Road was originally Everton's field.
Right.
And then Liverpool took it over. Because
Here.
Liverpool. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We missed the congenial laugh and the giggling from your chair.
Hi, Alan.
Well, hello, Little History. I have been missing
Hi,
your
Little History.
streams, and I've been missing the One Builders stream just because they're on, and I just can't get into them. Some of them are before I wake up, so that's a good excuse.
Right.
The problem when you're UK versus US. But yeah, it's it's a cute show.
Mm-hmm.
It's never
It
going
is.
to win the best
not gonna win an
directed
Emmy.
or highest, but it's a cute and it's a fun show. We laugh and giggle every episode.
We do.
And I do want to go find the original British show to see if it's even funnier. Because again, like The Office, the British version of the original version of The Office was much funnier than the American version.
Have you
And-
ever looked at Stranger Things?
Have I ever watched Stranger Things? No, I haven't. I know everybody else on the earth has, but
Yeah.
Joyce and I have never watched it.
We haven't.
I have caught 10 million memes about it, and I've got
Like
friends who
this.
post things about it. I've got friends that celebrated, the new season starts tonight, party at our house! And Joyce and I are like, sorry. Are back-to-back measurements exact in every gauge, or is there a degree of tolerance? Ooh. I don't think anything's ever 100% precise, so there has to be some level of tolerance.
I don't think so.
I can grab two tape measures by the same company, and they'll be a 64th to a 32nd of an inch off. That's why you use the same tape measure for any job you're doing. You can use different tape measures on different jobs, but if you're building a hutch, if you're building framing, you better use the same tape measure.
Andy says a degree of tolerance up to 0.05 of a millimeter. Wow, is that small?
That's actually 5/10.
0.5. Sorry, I'm rusty. That's still very small. Take 1 millimeter and put it into 10 pieces.
Yeah, I never watched Game of Thrones either because I considered it a Lord of the Rings ripoff. And again, that's just petty on my part. Most of the popular shows, like I watched back in the 80s, the American show, the one that was in the Boston bar. Cheers. I watched like a couple episodes of that, thought it was stupid. I never liked Friends. I never liked Seinfeld. So I never watched those.
I watched quite a few episodes of Friends, and that's because I was
All right,
having
Raymond, good night.
problems with insomnia, and AJ, I think, was binge watching it.
I don't know, did EastEnders finally end? Go off air? Is it still going? I thought it was still going, but again, I'm also an American. By the way, what am I doing with that beef for dinner tonight? EastEnders is still running. Okay, I thought so because I seem to recall it being advertised when we were in the UK.
Easiest thing is sloppy joes.
All right, I guess I can make sloppy joes. It still persists.
persists.
You can always You can tell the feelings toward the show by the way you describe whether it's still going. Somebody goes, yeah, it's still on. They like the show. It's still on. They're mediocre about it. It still persists.
Dead Enders hangs on like a bad smell.
And Coronation Street, right.
It's Granddaddy, so, yeah.
Now, I like Adam 12 in Emergency.
Yeah.
Andy Griffith was okay.
Right. I would agree. And it was like on the TV sometimes, but I never really got into it. So I've seen it. But I loved Adam 12 in Emergency.
EastEnders tries to be too cockney. Not many people know that. Right, the guy is saying here, oh man, I haven't done a Michael Caine in so long. It would take me hours to get it back. Not many people know that. Now, Ewan says EastEnders, a wrist-slashing soap opera. All soap operas are wrist-slashing to me.
That's funny.
I've gained an appreciation for the honeymooners. When I was younger, I just thought it was stupid, but I've learned to appreciate the comedy of Art Carney and Jackie Gleason.
Lisa loves Columbo.
Lisa loves Columbo. But the worst thing is, you can hate soap operas, but if you're stuck with somebody who watches them, you get sucked in. Now, Joyce doesn't like soap operas, but when I was a kid and
never
stayed home from school, my mom was an addict of the soap operas. And my daughter will watch certain shows that I would consider soap operas from other cultures. And I will sit there and watch, and because I'm trying to understand what's going on, I start asking questions. So who's this? What are they doing? What's their issue with that? What's their...
I can understand that criticism, Leslie.
Yeah, my problem is I watch Dad's Army. Wait, is it Dad's Army? I forget which one. Because the British had so many 70s military things. Now, I can list dozens of UK series that I watched. I mean, starting with Monty Python. But I love Are You Being Served Until... Floyd Bannister, the actor Floyd Bannister left. What was the character he played? No. He was replaced by Mr. Spooner. I can never remember his character's name. The guy before Spooner. Show just wasn't the same when Spooner came in.
Huh. I know what you're talking about.
Trevor Bannister. I said Floyd. Floyd Bannister was an American baseball player. Trevor Bannister. Sorry. I had the last name right. Please give me credit for that one, UK friends.
So what's the name of the show?
The show was Are You Being Served? The name of his character in the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always thought
the
you
name
were
of the
on
character
something else.
in the
I thought
show.
you were on something else.
Mr. You know, he's always coming in late.
Right.
Because you had Captain Peacock.
Are you free?
Are you free? Mr. Humphreys. Oh, hi!
Vintage
Martin?
Märklin?
That's Martin from Vintage
Martin.
Märklin.
Okay, hi, Martin.
Mr. Lucas, thank you. Somebody came through for me. Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, that is.
Young Mr. Grace. Mr. Big Ears. That wasn't young Mr. Grace. That was the department head.
Right.
Mrs. Slocum.
Yeah.
And all the pussy jokes. Yep. Nowhere else in the world would you have had a television show where the woman would say, if my pussy doesn't get her nibbles by tonight.
Yes, if I'm not home by the stroke of 6, my pussy gets mad.
Goes mad.
Yeah, we used to watch it on the local PBS channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there was, Allo was a good one. I'm just trying to think of all the British sitcoms that we got on PBS. You know, and they had all the ones I consider kind of sappy, that probably appealed to a certain generation of a certain age. But the more aggressive ones, Allo was a good one, but I'm trying to think, it was Dad's Army or there was another one. Which one, what was the British World War II sitcom where the guys were in the band? I think they were stationed in Africa, but they were all members of the band, or they played in a band. Ain't Af Hot Month. Right, that's it. That one, I'm sorry, I'm woke. But that one, even in the 70s, that had just too many bad, really, jokes that weren't funny, that were just, you know, that wasn't right even then. Bless Me Father was a good one. It was okay. They were in the entertainment troupe. Okay, see, it's been years.
Yeah.
So at least something up here connected.
Obviously, he gave you enough. Y'all got it.
It was such bad stereotype humor. It's like the difference between, let's take a great American director, comedy director, Mel Brooks. If you take Mel Brooks's great movies, which to me, Producers, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and yes, I know a lot of people love Spaceballs, but to be honest, Spaceballs had some funny parts, but overall, I thought it was just tired. He was just rolling out the same jokes. History of the World was another one where it had some funny parts, but his jokes just they became stereotypes of themselves. It's like, okay, here's the flaming...
Better not watch the latest Innocent
I
Tales
watch
of
all the episodes.
I thought I heard him listening to it.
It's not, it's not the body humor. Piddle and the Martian and I,
awesome.
both our comedies, Piddle and the Martian, are dirty. He plays on word pun innuendo. I do a little of that, but I do a lot of suggestive humor in other ways. There's dirty jokes in both of ours.
His are more blatant than
His are, I would say, more blatant. Mine are more subdued. But I love Innocent Tales of, I love the wordplay. But it's raunchy sexual humor. I have some raunchy sexual humor in my stuff, but I also have very subtle and implied stuff. What I talk about with the humor is that they become stereotypes. For example, you can make jokes about anything, but when your jokes are about making fun of the person and not the situation, then the joke loses its humor.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for example, when Mel...
You get turned into Sloppy Joes, Andy.
When Mel Brooks did, a topic that has always been a cheap shot for comedians. Being gay. Now, Mr. Humphreys in Are You Being Served is very effeminate, but they never came out and said he's gay. But they played some stereotypes on it that today probably wouldn't be properly received. But at the same time, they also gave him many positive attributes, like he was the one person with common sense there that, because all the characters are insane. It wasn't just, hey, the one gay guy. But what happens is Mel Brooks did some very clever twist on gay humor in Blazing Saddles. He did some stereotype stuff, but by the time he gets to his later movies, the jokes are just rude stereotypes. Okay, throw out the very effeminate gay guy and let's make fun of him and have him do all the very exasperated, overly effeminate behaviors because that's funny. Well, it's not funny anymore because it's been done too often.
Right.
And because it becomes, you're making fun of that type of person and not that type of person in a funny situation. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody but me and the other people who get it, you know. And that's the problem. When you lose focus of what you're making fun of. I've had a couple of friends who have said, you don't have any gay characters. Well, no, none of the main characters in my Matt Clark are upfront gay. And part of that is because as a straight person, I had to be very careful not to create a gay character and make gay the sense of humor. There are gay characters, but they never do anything that is making fun of being gay. It's about being gay in that situation. Being gay in a situation, especially, you know, we have a soldier that in series 2 that's clearly gay, but he's not effeminate. We're not making him a vamp. We're not making him a queen. He is a soldier. He's a normal soldier. But because of word pun and wordplay, there's a situation where it comes out he's had a crush on his commander all along. Well, anytime you need to talk, I'm here for you, sir. You know, just subtle plays on that. And then we had the one guard that was gay.
Guard, yeah.
And the guard, we weren't making fun of he was gay.
Hell.
It was,
oh, hell.
yeah, Daisy's all chained up with her big breast, and she's chained up against the wall. And she's doing the same old stuff she always does, wiggling and flirting at the, oh, guard, help, help. And he's like, ma'am, that trick's not going to work on me. It isn't? And
Why
she's so
not?
confused. Why not? I'm gay, ma'am. That's why I was put here. And then she's like, I'm helpless here. And then Silas makes the joke. Well, hello, sailor. And I talk to friends and people that are gay, and they say, yeah, that's fine, that's funny. It's not making fun of that person, it's the situation that person's in. It's funny that Daisy's flirting with him, and he's gay. And it's funnier that the same trick that always works between the sexy woman and the straight guard works with the man and the gay guard. And that Silas has to do that to escape. Well, hi there. But, you know, we say that, Andy, but the fact is everybody's still normal. It's just that now, instead of certain characters either being the butt of jokes, they're also portrayed as normal. And that's, in the long run, a good thing. You know, if you're throwing somebody in just to be the butt of a joke, they're no fun. You know, think of Donna Lott, my character Donna Lott. If she would be a lame character if I just threw her in there and it was just Donna Lott jokes for 3 years. But instead, she's a developed, fine character with all the funny stuff. Hey, welcome back, Steven.
In the fair now? He's at the fair?
At the fair, that's Steven the plumber.
Hi, Steven. Yeah.
You don't need a gun when you got a donk. I love that. But then, the man who made Australia cool, Paul Hogan, turned around and sold Foster's beer in America. You can't forgive him for that.
Yeah, sell out.
Helped sell the crappy Australian beer to Americans.
Alright, Days has got to say, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We got to get Anthony up to 40.
But
There's your pitch. Got a small crew today.
But yeah, there were a lot of good UK comedies I watched. The young ones, I'm still a huge young ones fan because I love.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that was something I talked about in the videos I did, as well as live streams and that. People will ask me, you know, well, what are your comedic influences? I'm like, any comedy I've ever watched was an influence. I like to think I developed my own style.
It's your Bud Light.
No, Aussies don't. It's the Australian beer for the tourists.
Yeah.
But Bud Light is a horrible beer to begin with. Although, wait, when you have a light, are you Miller Light or Bud Light? Which do you prefer?
Miller.
You're a Miller Light.
Got some
Yeah,
flavor.
more than Bud Light.
Bud Light's awful.
But, you know, that's going into politics here. But I don't care who's on the can of beer I'm drinking. Who cares? Take the can, pour it into a glass, throw the can away. Problem solved.
Oh.
Instead of running out, oh,
That's
they put a
sad.
transvestite on my beer can. Oh my God. And these are the same people that love good old-fashioned comedies like Milton Berle, who made his whole career being a transvestite.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows you the hypocrisy in our old way of thinking. Yeah, Andy, you and I could probably sit down and banter them off back and forth. Because my favorite episode is Bambi. Season 2, Episode 1. Series 2, Episode 1. And the best bit on that is when they're like, all right, everybody to bed now. And then they come running downstairs and they're all playing somebody else's character.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aid Edmondson, who's normally Vivian, is playing Mike the cool guy, and Nigel is playing Rick. Rick's playing Vivian, and the hippie, you know, Nigel Planer is playing, he's playing Rick, and then Mike the cool guy, by, oh crap, I can't think of the actor's name. I want to say it's Chris, but who had the world's stickiest bogey? Toxic South Grady, United States. Who had the world's bogey bomb? Rick. What? It doesn't say that. Yes, it does right here. In Biro, Mike and Biro. I've got the episode. I've got the UK editions of the episodes on Blu-ray as well as on Amazon.
Yep.
I bought them twice.
He does that.
I do.
I know you do.
Aid Edmondson is pretty much good at anything he does. He's a good singer. He plays guitar very well. He was a great comedian. I just miss Rick Mayall. You know, of all the scumbags that lived, and he had to die.
I've got a Porsche.
I've got the Porsche. Who is the richest man in the world? It's me, isn't it? It's me. No, I'm sorry. Your father's multinational collapsed this morning. Oh, darn.
Oh, darn, yeah.
You got Hugh and Laurie there,
Yeah.
Fry and Laurie there. Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry there.
Yeah, they're not in your circles.
Oh, now that's wild. Oh, wow. That would be amazing. Nobody famous was in college when I was in college. I might be, outside the athletes, I might be the most famous person out of my years. Or Joyce, I don't know which one of us.
What?
Who was the most famous people to be on college when we were in college, besides the athletes?
I was going to say the athletes. I don't know.
And none of them won anything while we were there. The football team wasn't that great. Nobody remembers anybody from the football team in that
Didn't we
area.
have a good basketball player at the time?
Not that did anything great. The team was mediocre. We went to all the games. Remember me, you,
I
and
know
Joe?
we did. It was fun.
It was fun.
I loved
So
going
I'm
to games.
declaring myself the most famous.
Okay.
Published author,
Yeah.
YouTube superstar. Okay, that's an exaggeration.
Hello,
Mild
Funky
internet.
Tonks, how are you?
Nobody else from my university when Joyce and I were there has a Friday live stream about trains and travel
okay,
like
maybe
me.
about trains and travel, but how do you know? They could be
I'm
millions
just
of
assuming.
subscribers.
I'm just assuming.
We graduated with a lot of people.
We did. And many of them are richer than us. Okay, most of them are probably richer than us.
Most of them are probably richer than us.
But this is fame. How many of them have a book published and have a YouTube channel and have the most popular live stream for model train guys at 3:30 based in Toledo?
Okay, I don't know about the train thing, but probably 10% have books and YouTube channels. Technically, I have
You
a
just
YouTube
can't
channel.
support me ever.
I
You
support
can't play into the dream.
I
You can't just butter me up and play into the dream.
think you're wonderful.
Yeah, maybe if I were on cocaine, I'd believe that look.
Aww.
Damn, woman.
Leslie, I don't have live streams. That's a weighty argument. Ooh. I don't want to watch that video.
What's that?
I don't want to watch that video.
What video?
1987, Saratoga,
Saragossa.
Saragossa. F4, I know it wasn't right, so I looked at
F4
it.
tornado with the 26-minute warning.
There were no sirens. Sounds interesting. I don't think it's on this one.
Probably won't be. It'd be
Maybe
different.
batteries.
Oh no, maybe it is.
No, there's
no,
some
that's
more
that's that.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
I've seen that one. Well, I'm on my
See, I do try to
subscribers.
narrow it specifically. You know, trust me.
Since
I don't think
my
highly of anything.
subscriber is you.
I do.
That's
Well, hi,
good,
Mark
though.
Donegal Dad.
Hi, Mark. Yeah.
And Andy Dobson is here.
Another Andy. Hi, Andy.
Another Andy.
Some of your books
Well,
are
tell
gonna
your
be
lazy
sold off in
rabbit to get
September.
off her ass and bring you a carrot, Artie.
Well, Leslie put a link in your channel to buy it. Oh, morning, Artie. You had to wait a long time, didn't you?
See, I could do a channel giveaway, and my prize would be a copy of my book, but then you would all leave me as friends. One copy to the first place winner. 2 copies to the second place. No, it's the same old
it's the
size. In fact,
same
my
old
layout
thing.
doesn't change. The only thing that gets bigger is my
Train collection.
train collection.
Yeah, that gets bigger. Some people are good with that, I think. What's ITV about?
What's ITV about? A lot of good shows came from ITV.
That's true. Although, you know, most things devolve badly. It
Being a
seems.
night of the rhomboid table aces everything. All right, well, good night.
Super, Joseph. That's a great attitude. All right, night, Ewan.
Well, that is something I do try to hang my hat on when I don't have a hat hook to hang it on. Is in the realm of YouTube that I watch, I was the first channel that made everybody moderators. And came up and started calling everybody, calling it the Knights of the Round Boy Table. Now several live streams I go to do it.
Yeah.
Just like it was funny that I was the one who posted the 2 videos showing you how to get rid of the, and you're welcome very much for those of you who hated it,
Hi, James.
the live reactions.
Yep,
James is back. Hi, James. He was here earlier. Yeah, I wanted to buy, I had 5 or 6 chances in Germany to buy it, and I didn't. It would have been expensive, but that giant Viva company, big yellow Ludmilla diesel locomotive, and then they sold a rake of rail maintenance cars to go with it, Märklin did, and I kept trying to talk myself into it, and I would talk myself out of it for her sake. Like, oh, if I buy this one, Joyce is not going to be happy if I tried to buy another locomotive, because that would have been 500 euros or more. And I can't get it from Lipa because Lipa doesn't sell it.
You get no warning?
What warning?
Just one of my headlines.
Oh.
Self-service went out, so people got no warnings of the fire in Maui.
Oh, okay.
That's a huge mess.
Yeah, it's a big monster diesel
How's
locomotive.
the euro holding up against the dollar, Thomas?
It's 1 to 110, 111 right now.
Oh, you looked? Okay.
I always keep up with it because I'm always looking at Lipa going, what could I buy?
Oh, good Lord. We gotta pay down the credit card again.
Yeah, we do.
Since we bought tickets to,
Yeah.
have you fixed the train yet?
No?
Okay, you need to get that.
Well, yeah, the problem is I can't transfer it. I have to buy, get a refund, which takes time, and you keep telling me we're broke.
You'll put it on the credit card.
Oh, all right. I'll switch
That's where
it,
you're
try to
putting it
switch around.
anyway.
It was just a locomotive.
Wow.
Just a locomotive. If I want to buy it in America, maybe I can pop it up here real fast, kids. Let me do, because Lipa doesn't have it. Yeah, train stuff. Renaults, we shall look it up on the Renaults. I do not like Renaults, but I should do it anyhow. Yep, there it is. Oh, that's the Brava version.
Well, that's why it's so expensive.
There's the Märklin. Yeah, that's the big boy right there. Oh, and they've got it in stock if I wanted it.
How do you know they have it in stock?
In stock.
In stock. Amazing. I quit going to
All right,
them. They really made me mad.
Don't panic, people. Ah!
Lisa would kill you, indeed.
Who would kill me?
Rick said Lisa would kill him if he wanted to buy a new loco for $500 to $600.
There's that. Alright, so yeah.
He doesn't have that one, by the way.
I don't have this one.
Right.
HF Viva. I said HE Viva.
What is so
That's
special?
a big boy.
What is so special about this loco?
Actually, I called it a Ludmilla. It's not a Ludmilla. It's a Class 320.
What's so special about this that it costs $500?
It's a monster. It's big. It's a super hauler. It's big. It's powerful.
Sarah 4? Sarah 4?
Say what?
Sarah 4?
Yeah, but it's still around today.
Oh,
It's just the locomotive is that old.
Gotcha.
But it's got their newer high-end decoder and...
It's like 30 moderators.
But yeah, that's
here.
not a Ludmilla.
You're
I
not
said
wrong.
Ludmilla, but that's not. It's a class 320, which means it's an even bigger class than the 220 I got up there. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike McCarville's here. Thanks for stopping in, sir.
Hi, Michael.
A 6-axle beast.
It's a 6-axle beast. Huh.
And it is, there's a Brava one, which is cheaper, but it's also smaller.
Huh.
But
How
that, yeah,
often
that's
does
a
that-
monster.
How often does that happen? Well, save it for Christmas or something, and your birthday. We'll
No,
mix
do you
it
know what's
together.
coming up?
Well, clearly not. Okay,
Do you know
maybe
how
not.
many things
Leslie
are...
asked how many horses for that thing.
How many horses? I don't know.
Well, you've always got a list of stuff, haven't you?
I don't know how many horses. There you go.
What's
Looks
that?
like the HS Kestrel. Yeah, I definitely would. The problem is I had many opportunities to buy it and to buy it for cheaper than that. But I talked myself out of it. I think the cheapest I saw it was about the equivalent of $400, about 375 euros. And I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, you're right. Little community, a little history. Oh.
Well, none of them wrong, but that's because these things don't have to deal with all the real stuff we have to deal with in reality. That's why they're models.
Yeah.
Let me see, could I?
One thing they don't get rained on.
Yeah, just start there. They don't get rained on and snowed on.
Yeah, there's no weather. It's pretty
You
much
don't
the
have
same.
cows running in front of them.
Pretty much the same temperature here.
You don't have cows running in front of them.
Or people committing suicide. Yeah.
People puking and fighting and running stop signs on their cars and just all that general brouhaha. Here, I gotta show this to Joyce. I'll show it to everybody. I'm showing everyone.
What your wish list is, huh?
Yeah, that my wish
It
list.
is too early.
Boy, that did sure sound
It
long,
is
didn't it?
too early to be showing me your Christmas wish list.
This isn't my Christmas wish list. This is stuff I've already pre-ordered. Okay. I need to move this over here real quick. I'll just
So
put it there.
everybody can see it.
Yeah, because I want to show everybody what's up with this.
Yeah, that'd be a first. Add scale weather to your network. There are little clouds on the
All right.
ceiling dripping.
So let me go back to this one.
We'd like them to still look good, y'all. We don't need it to be like outside ones with weather.
Oh no, weathering is such a major must-have to so many Model 3
I know,
guys.
but they're talking real.
Hey, there are people that will not watch my channel because my trains
you
aren't
don't
weathered.
weather them. I know, but they're talking about really weathering
Right.
them.
So here you go. Now this is the wish list.
That's not the wish list.
Now this
That's
was
your
due out. This
pre-order.
was due out week 23 of 2020, but they're still yet to come.
This is your pre-orders, isn't it? Not your wish list.
Yeah, this is my pre-orders.
You called it your wish
Yeah,
list.
I'm sorry. Yeah, same thing, only different. But anyhow,
Well,
all
that's
right.
a wa-
Here's
those
the
are
Märklin.
wagons.
Here's
Those
the
are
Märklin
wagons.
218, honey. Are you watching?
Why
Here's
do
the
you-
Märklin 218.
Why do you need another 218?
Because I don't like the Roco one. And I can't send it back. I send it to get fixed. Anyhow, look at the due date. Quarter 4,
Right.
2023.
Which means it won't come out till 2024.
No, it means it'll be out around Christmas time. Now, here is,
What is that?
that is the Flying Scotsman.
Why do you want the Flying Scotsman?
Delivery date 2023. They're saying it'll be November to Christmas time.
Woof.
All right. Here's the Roco Alex. This one actually was supposed to be Q1 of 2023. It's been delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yep.
Now, look at this guy. The Class 249 I want. Q4 2023. This guy.
Yeah, just because you want them doesn't mean you should get them.
This guy. Which we actually rode once.
Yeah.
This one was announced December 2023.
Sold out, it says.
Yeah, but they told you it sold out from factory. So if you pre-ordered it, the shops ordered it from the factory. So this is the one they said, don't cancel your...
Gotcha, okay.
They
I
are
remember
releasing
that.
these.
Right.
They are making them just to order. They are releasing them. So that... Oh, Leslie said goodnight. Good night, Leslie. I missed that because I had my screen covered.
Party, I'll have that.
But, so yeah, she says, oh, just save it for your Christmas list. My Christmas list is already covered. I've got like 5 different potential trains that could be out around my birthday and Christmas. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either. Because 2 of these were supposed to be out much earlier this year.
Right. Oh, the real one is about 200 yards from you. Wow.
Well, unfortunately, we're in the United States, so we have to stick for the model form. I've already got a Mallard, so I figured I'd get the other famous steamer. I've got a Mallard. Oh, we haven't even shown the guys on the floor in a long time. Let's see how they're doing down there, because it's almost time to wrap this up.
It is almost time. Well, they're moving swimmingly.
Swimmingly? Did you say swimmingly?
I did.
Welcome. There they are. There's the Azuma Class 800 and the Beatles Yellow Submarine 30th Anniversary 1999 EuroStar.
Yeah, just zooming around there, Luke.
He's zipping around. He's probably going too fast scale-wise.
I
But
sort of thought he might be myself.
yeah, I should have turned him down a bit. But when he started off, he was kind of slow, so I cranked it up a bit.
Which one is he on?
He's on the Bachmann. Oh, that should be enough. Yes, I think you've got it. You have definitely slowed him down.
Yeah, that looks better for both of them.
For oh, did you slow the other one down too?
Yeah, they both needed it. They were going too fast.
What will AccuRescale or AccuRescale announce it gets? They'll announce I'm your favorite American channel. No? No chance on that
I
one?
will be there, apparently.
I can never win.
Have you visited the NPM? It's absolutely epic. NPM. What's the NPM?
Miles per minute.
And RM. Well, they're not 500 quid because those were, I think, American prices he was looking at.
500 American dollars would be about 420 quid.
Yeah.
425.
Who are the Brownies playing this weekend? We looked it up.
They played tonight.
No, that's right. And they play?
I don't remember.
We forget.
Don't remember. Don't
It's
care.
preseason. It doesn't matter.
Although they are playing all the starters tonight.
Oh, they
How many
are.
drives they haven't said. NRM is National Railway Museum.
Ah, okay.
How could you forget NRM?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Little History just put it in there. She's been to the
yes,
NRM.
we have been there.
Yeah, we have been, but I wanted to point out the lady here as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's seen it all. She's seen the Mallard. You've seen a Deltic. You even asked more questions than I did walking through. You had quite the chat with Carl. Because you kept asking Carl all these things. What's that? What's that?
Eh.
But yes, we've been to York. We had a bunch of crazy British people meet us at York.
You're a Chiefs fan, Randall?
Yeah, he's in Missouri. That's the closest road to you.
It's not close to Washington.
The Chiefs are Kansas
Okay.
City. Honey, you're tired. You're
I
getting
am
hangry.
very tired.
You're getting hangry because
Oh, I'm angry.
you know more
I'm
about most sports
tired.
than most men do. That
It's true, but I am still away games for the kids rugby. Aw. That's a bummer,
I
Ernie.
forget who they play tonight, but I do want to see the starters play. But it's only on their local TV there, so I don't know if we'll get it. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we're running a little bit overtime, but I guess we're making up for being an abbreviated show last week. So, you want to turn those guys off, honey?
Sure.
I don't want to turn the Central Station 3 off because I still want to do load the new locomotive in. Wait. Hang on, don't turn them off yet. Don't do it yet. Wait.
And see it. You'll love
Wait.
it.
Okay.
Because we're going to get an action cam going. Ladies and gentlemen, where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, now turn them off, Joyce. Go, turn them off. Quick. Go, turn them off. Action cam.
Knock it off.
Joyce playing with trains.
Time, goodbye.
No, turn the
Joyce
trains off
playing
first.
with trains.
You're going to see Joyce playing with trains. We've got actual video evidence. Joyce playing with trains. There we go. See, that was all it was. Action cam. Joyce actually playing with trains. What did you think I was going to try to film? Never mind. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, it is well past our get-off time, and
Yeah, it
somebody has
is.
to cook. So, on behalf of the Edinburgh Shuffle,
No. Behave.
exactly. We don't need that 18 plus. Yeah. Of course, we might get more
We're talking
viewers
about,
next
yeah,
week.
I know. You might get more viewers that way. I'll show off my t-shirts, literally.
She's a human distraction. Anyhow, on behalf of the Edinburgh Shuffle and myself, speaking of, bought this t-shirt at NRM.
Yeah, you did.
This is my NRM t-shirt. We're going to say Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trains.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you.